Hello there, my name's Vinny Voodoo. It is February the 24th, 2021, and tomorrow begins the new season, Season 2 of Warzone's Battle Pass. It is technically Season 8, but we'll ignore that. And there's also a free week starting tomorrow of Cold War multiplayer and a few other bits and pieces. Now, in my most recent video, I showed how you could get to game installs via Cold War, which was kindly shown to me by one of my viewers. And as of today, and this is quite big, you don't have to. I'll overlay a very quick version of that kind of bodge, and it required you to have Cold War. And I thought, well, there's a free week coming up. People can do it again. The problem was there's no game installs option in settings under general in Warzone. There is in Modern Warfare, and I assume there is in Cold War. I've never seen it. There is now in Warzone. I don't have Cold War, and I don't have Modern Warfare. And look what we have here. Game installs. So you don't have to fudge anything now. If you want the high-res texture packs, you want to give them a go, here's a good way of doing it. I get a lot of people saying, will it work on a base PS4? Is it good for a base Xbox One? Both aren't recommended, but you can do it. And now that you can install and uninstall via the game installs option, that's now embedded into Warzone, there's no real reason not to give it a try. So, anyway, the purpose of this video is going to be a few of my thoughts and some of the things I've noticed before we jump to Season 2. There were some specific things I just noticed having a few games just now, and so without further ado, why don't we go and have a look at some of those things? I don't know why I said it like that. Alright, let's move on. Firstly, I wanted to say that in my last video I said that texture popping had almost all but been removed. And as you can see from this little clip, that roof was not right. Neither is that sign. So it hasn't quite gone yet. And if you look at the next clip here, this is in Rumble. That tower that I'm sniping on never resolved itself. Looks like a toothless monster in the distance. So I don't know quite, what's going on with that. It seems better, but it's still bad. The trees are bad. That tower looks like a mouth with teeth. And I'm also terrible at sniping. That sign comes in, so it's still there. I'm assuming those have been pulled off the internet. And that also brings us to this bug that me and Flint Mushroom discovered over in the boneyard there. The wall is only sided on one side. So we could see through it, and we could actually shoot through it. We spent some time messing with it, not killing anyone, I might add. But yeah, it's solid on one side and a window on the other. So that was an interesting bug that was introduced. And this is a new one as well. Did you know you could peek through doors? You just look down the sights and you get peek door, even if you're using a rocket launcher. You can very slowly just crack the door open and then just push it open with your shoulder. Didn't know that. In this bit, I'm just looking at the water and how much better it looks with the screen space reflection in the water and the mud here. Generally, everything looks a little bit better once it's all resolved in. This plane with the sheen and the little rivets, it may not show on the YouTube compressed video, but they're really clean, especially in 4K. And this new addition of screen space reflections here in the station, for example, you can sort of see it there, but it doesn't have it does have its flaws. Here next to the stadium, if you're wondering what that is in the stadium there, it's a reflection of my gun. So it definitely has its problems. So they need to iron those out. But look at the detail on this contract. It's got a little serial port on it. I mean, I don't remember them being this detailed at all. And this wall, for example, that I'm looking at here is tessellated. The wall on the right in the building's just a flat texture. I don't even think it's bump mapped. But the one on the left is fully tessellated in 3D. And the next bit inside here, not only is that tessellate bump mapped, but it also has a screen space reflection. So it's catching the lighting. You can sort of see it there. It's almost like a ray tracing in the bricks. Again, brilliant. When did they add this? I don't know. And speaking of adding things, what is that storm doing there? I saw this today, and I thought I'll go take a closer look. And look what I found when I got closer. A ship in the harbour. I've got a feeling that tomorrow that's going to be the new Rebirth Island. Phew, and so, where are we left? Well, I think some of the elements of this game are clearly being pulled off the internet, and they're not resolving. But that doesn't make sense when it comes to, for example, that tower that looked like a kind of set of teeth. But I started thinking about that. That was in Rumble, and Rumble does not have a preamble. And I always thought of the preamble as kind of like a handshaking thing where it would get to grips with all of the different internet speeds and different locations geographically. But I'm also wondering if it also pulls in some stock data that it needs, stock textures like bricks and grass and so on, and worries about the billboards and what's on TV later. And so with Rumble not having that, it doesn't deal with it. Now it used to deal with it. I never used to see anything like that, but then it didn't have all of the new elements. If they decide to release a new piece of architecture such as that tessellated wall, it's not like they're going to just issue a 2 meg patch. Either they wait until they issue the 10 gig patch and let us discover it for ourselves, or they just say that wall from this point on is going to be fed via a streaming service just for data, and because that's all tessellation is. It's just data. It's not anything to do with bump map texturing. But it's about 4 o'clock here on the same day, and I just wanted to also say this is such a weird one. I don't know if you know this, but if you use the right stick as the guy's walking towards you, you can actually move slightly the screen. It's kind of hard to tell here, but if I pull down on my stick, I have inverted Y, you can see he's walking above the words party privacy, and if I push up, he's now beneath it. But it's specifically noticeable in the weapons here, and exceptionally noticeable in the operators. Look at this. Why is that there? What were they going to do with this? I kind of hoped you'd be able to spin around. But even in things like the weapon loadout, if you go to watches, you can do it there. A little thing I noticed. Doesn't make any sense. Someone had to program that. I don't know why that's there, but it is. So right stick allows you to scroll everything around. But that's enough from me. I'm really pleased that they finally put game installs and settings general down the bottom there. It's kind of made a lot of my previous videos redundant, but that's okay because it makes it easier for all of us. And tomorrow, if there's anything really good to report, I'll make a new vid on Season 2 of Warzone. As ever, my name is Vinny Voodoo, and thanks for watching.